Hey, it's Don the Auction Professor here. Today we're going to do another What Sold on eBay video. We're just going to cut right over to the screen and I'm going to show you some items we sold on the store we share with you. Okay, so now here we are. These are just some random items that I sold. I didn't include any records or anything. I'm doing some separate videos just on records, and I've got some more videos coming out. So I'm going to stick to little smalls and papers. We've been doing some sourcing, and I'm going to have some more videos on how to find the stuff and picking and the whole works on these specific types. So I'm going to show a little more of these in this one here. First one here is Union Airways. It's just a luggage label. I believe it's from New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. $9.50. Again, I don't have hardly anything pennies into stuff like this. Next item is a outer cigar box label. Typical of the era. I do find quite a few of these type of items. You can see them in my videos all the time. That's just because I find them so much. So this one sold for $24.50 plus shipping. All the items that I'm showing you too, they paid for shipping. I do not include free shipping in anything. Just FYI. Another label. This one I took, I think I took $12.50 on this one here. It's just a TWA. They come in different colors and different styles. So this is an earlier one, at least by the color scheme. Another one of these photos, and I sold a bunch of these. I didn't include a bunch this time. They were all to different people, so anyway. Sometimes I get a bunch to the same person. This person bought one for 40 bucks, and then I sold others, as I said, though. It's an 8x10 standard. It has the military markings on the back up there on the top. I always pay attention to photos at any sale I go to. I always look through 8x10, especially military content ones. Next one here, religious metal. Sometimes I'm lucky enough I can get dozens and dozens of these, and sometimes I've had hundreds of religious medals all at the same time. Now, every one isn't going to sell, and they might sit for a little while, some of these, but they always sell, and they always give us good money. This is like a quarter buy, 4 for $1 at some church sale. I did sell it for $37.50. On average, I get 15 to say 50 bucks for most of these tiny little ones here, on average. Another roller skating label, 15 bucks I took on that one. I'm not going to go into it too much because I've showed them for, you know, months on end, these labels here. I sell them all the time. Next one here. Now here's some silks on these. I sold quite a few. One went for, this one went for 85 I took on this one here, Georgetown. Let's move on to the next one. It's just a tobacco silk. It would have been given away in a pouch or a pack of cigarettes or tobacco in general. Now here's an interesting one. Pleasant memories, but it actually has a real photo glued to the face of a lady on a phone. So that was pretty interesting. Sold for $14.50 because of the real photo on it. I'm sure that had something to do with it. Let's move on to the next one. This one here I've had up for a little while. These were nothing. I've got like a nickel maybe into all three of these. There's 3 sheet musics, all from the same movie. And I got $17.50 on them. You can see them here. I've just stacked them on top of each other. Lullaby and Ragtime, Goodnight, Sleep Tight, and the 5 pennies. All 3 are basically the same thing. Unfortunately, somebody left my little postie on it, but that's fine. It's sold. Next one, another sheet music. This one did sell for $48.75. I might have been able to get a little more out of it had I left it at full price, but it's been up for a little while. I just said, let's just blow it out. Frank DeVol, he's done a lot of soundtracks and theme song music in the past, too, so it's a good one. No picture on it. Had this had pictures on the cover, it would have probably went for more money. So anyway, TV ones I always look for in sheet music. This is just some small little dish that I had. I trashed most of my pottery and glass stuff. It sits for a while. It takes up a lot of space. The little ones that I can put in little drawers I've kept. So this one I'm fine with. It's an Occupy Japan. You can date this to say within a 10-year time frame, basically, or 9 years, I think, somewhere in that range. Either way, I was fine. $9.38. Second I marked it down, I had watchers. As I said, you want to get some good sales. Anytime you have several watchers, do a small sale on the ones that only have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 watchers. And usually you're going to get some takes on it almost every single time I do that. So this one went for $125. On this one here, to somebody different too. So I've sold some of these for $150. I've sold some for, I think the cheapest I sold any of these tobaccos for has been 50 bucks. So at this point I've made a ton of money. Every week I'm selling about $300 of this And now we've more than tripled our money on these tobacco silks. I spent, I want to say it was $850 on these, maybe even $1,000 on these, but we're almost $4,000 back on this specific one-time purchase here. So, and I still have a ton of them up. Let's move on here. Postcard here. I believe it was hand-colored. No, actually it's not. It's just made to look like it. You'll run into some that are early that are made to look like hand-colored. And this one sold for $15 shipped, so decent price on that one. Again, I don't pay more than $1 for almost any postcard. Now here's a couple poster stamps. Now the same person bought 2 of these. They're not quick movers, but I spent $5 on all of those and 40 some out of these, and I averaged $7.99 a piece on them. I only have, I think, 3 left, so that's 40 times $8 basically. That's what I got out of my $5 investment on these. It's all these little type of investments that make me the most money, in all honesty, because they keep selling. I can just leave them up and boom, 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 they'll sell throughout time. Second one here, same person. And again, repeat customers are important to selling collectibles. You have to be generous. If somebody doesn't pay immediately, I don't, open up a report on them. I don't open up a case until after at least 7 days. At the 7-day point, I email them. If I haven't heard anything back within 24 hours, then I may open up a case. Some people I'm fine with waiting to the end of the month because I've dealt with these same people for years now. Repeat customer basis is your best bet to get good sales in collectibles. It's the only way it works. Our rate is over 22% right now. It's gone up steadily, a little bit by little, but it's now at 22%, meaning 22 out of every 100 people that buy from us has bought from us before or is buying multiple items at that very time. So that is a key factor. Clothing and books and stuff, you just can't have factors like that happen. They're one-offs. Almost every sale you have, no matter what you're selling, even if you're selling wholesale, a ton of the same ones, you can't sell, more than one item usually to the same person. They're usually just always one-offs. I love the fact that with what I do, multiple people come back to me on a religious basis all the time. Anyway, the next item here is a pen. It's just an advertising pen, $13.88. Doesn't work. It's just a vintage pen. Someone's buying it because of more paints. That's the only reason they're buying it. Postcard, $10.88, just a cute rabbit, just a nondescript, nothing special. It's about average on most of these cute Easter cards I get. They'll sit for a little while, but they almost always sell. The holiday ones I sell very, very well. I don't think a day has gone by where I haven't sold some form of a holiday postcard. And every day I sell multiple postcards, every single day of the year. There isn't a day that has gone by in several years where I haven't sold a couple postcards. Every single day. So let's see here. Now, I've talked about religious cards in general. This is a graphical religious card. This one's by Marcus Ward. Now, I've showed some of these before, but I get multiples of these. This person here bought 3, literally just like that. So, and I averaged $8.50 a piece on these. So that's the first one, second one, and let's hop to the third one here. Again, I've got tons of the same cards. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to get like a stack of the same cards. So as soon as one ends, I list it again. So just keep that in mind. You'll have to keep some tracking on which ones you have multiple copies on when you do this. Because what most people do, they'll list one and they'll forget that they have 2, or they'll think they have 2 and not have 2 and list something they don't actually have. So I track them by the number P110. That helps me tell where everything's at. And I know people put it down like a little subcategory reference that won't show up in the title. It's just easier to be able to look at the listing and instantly know, without a doubt, where it stands in my listing process, whether I need to list a second one or not. So once you've done this for a while and you have 5, 6, 7,000 items in a specific niche, you're going to have the same ones over and over again. It's just a given on any collectibles field that I run into, even on postcards. This one's I sold for $10. It's Berkeley, California. The Deaf, Dumb, and Blind Institute. Any ones that usually say Deaf, Dumb, and Blind Institute of any kind from most cities are worth at least, say, $6 to $12. That's about average what I get for most of these. I just got a few more here. Saxon Hotel, Miami Beach. I took $26.50 on this label here. It's actually a die stamped one too. People will refer these as poster stamps at some point as well too, but luggage labels, poster stamp, it's all kind of the same interrelated category there for the most part. Now I'm going to bring up my postcard again here. I've sold just on this one listing 48 of these through this one listing, and I've had multiple listings. They're on many sites. You know, this is just another area that I'm able to flip stuff on. I would far rather be able to do something like this and list one listing and just sit back and sell a couple every single week until they're gone than, you know, try and source other different items. For me, it's a quick investment. I've got 30 bucks or so into printing all of them. I've got an hour or so in time. That includes my digital processing and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm selling them over and over and over and over and over again. So just keep that in mind. I've got new ones coming out. I've got a new concept coming out, and I promise you I will be giving a few away on the channel. This is going to be a little different than some of the other ones that I do. And again, I don't have to sell but a few cards to actually make a profit doing this. So just keep that in mind. But let's move on to the next one here, and the last one actually. Now this is a miniature tea set, coffee set for a dollhouse, and I had a whole bunch of these. I paid $1 a set. I sold this one for $8. Some of the sets I sold for $40 or $50. I made a ton of money, so I'm not really worried. I think I only have maybe one set left, if even that much at this point. I had like 40 different sets I bought from a collector. Well, there you go. There's some more items we sold. Hopefully that gave you some ideas and some thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.